Danielle Smith comes out to say she's axing taxes in Alberta and keeping things low and protected for its people. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you today with a question. Is there anything that Danielle Smith can't do? I mean, look, I don't want to fanboy here, but I'll be honest. Danielle Smith being Premier of Alberta has been a breath of fresh air, especially as a taxpayer. It's nice to see a parliamentary representative who runs in politics, who finally stands behind their promises, who delivers on their promises, and also goes a little bit above what they've said they're going to do. And we're not even a full year into Danielle Smith's tenure as Prime Minister of Alberta. Now, Danielle will be joining me here on the channel later this month for an interview. We're going to talk about the Alberta pension plan. We're going to talk about the carbon tax and oil and gas's future in Alberta as a result of it. And I'm looking forward to that sit down. I think it's going to be great. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that interview when it comes about. But today, or this week, I should say, Danielle Smith has come forward to announce new options as to why Alberta is open for business and why this is probably still one of the best provinces in Canada to live in, and how she's moving ahead to secure Albertans' futures and keep their taxes low. Now, Danielle had a press conference earlier this week where she announced what she's doing and what measures are being taken in order to keep Canadians' taxes low, especially given what other provinces charge. So let's take a look at that, and then we're going to get into it.
The key to success for Alberta families is a strong economy. A strong economy means more jobs for Albertans, and it means more money for health, for education, and for supports for the most vulnerable. 4 years ago, we lowered Alberta's corporate income tax rate to 8%, 30% lower than any other province. We have no payroll tax, capital tax, or health premium, and Albertans' tax-exempt income amounts are higher than any other province. In fact, workers and businesses would pay at least $20 billion more if we had the same tax system as any other province. Alberta needs growth to create good jobs and opportunities. Alberta needs investment to diversify its economy and reduce emissions. And Albertans need to keep more of what they earn as inflation continues to eat away at their spending power. Our government will ensure that Alberta and Albertans have exactly what they need. This spring, we promise to keep taxes low and ensure no government can increase your personal taxes or taxes on job creators without the approval from Albertans through a referendum. We're delivering on that promise today. If passed, the Alberta Taxpayer Protection Amendment Act will shield families and businesses from future tax hikes. The act already bans the introduction of a provincial sales tax without a referendum. With our amendments, increases to corporate and personal taxes will not happen without Albertans' permission. This includes increases through the reduction of personal income tax brackets or through decreases in the basic personal, spousal, and equivalent to spouse credit amounts.
So right there, Danielle Smith saying, look, not only are we one of the lowest provinces in terms of taxation, again, we don't even have a provincial sales tax. There's no PST in Alberta. But we also are now going to lock in that other future governments cannot come in and oppose a referendum. Or oppose taxes without a referendum, I should say. Sorry. So we're not going to see any hikes. We're not going to see any backdoor sneaky deals done in order to increase our taxes without the approval of Albertans, which ultimately keeps the power in citizens' hands. Now, I don't know any other province in the country that allows this way of governing, and it's refreshing again to see that Danielle is not your typical politician, that she's sitting here saying, look, I'm here to do a job. My job is here for the people, and I'm going to protect those people, not just while I'm in office, but for the future indefinitely. I can't fanboy enough about this. It's amazing. Let's continue.
Thanks to this legislation, everyone from single parents to entrepreneurs will have an extra dose of certainty so that they can budget and save for what truly matters to them. Their hard work will get the respect that it deserves. And let me be clear, we're not pursuing this course in the hope that it translates into growth. Rather, we're doing it because we know it will. It's already obvious our approach to taxes is paying off. Many banks and forecasters expect that Alberta will lead the country in growth over the next 2 years. Venture capital investment is on the rise here. even as it declines in the rest of the country. Annual population growth is the highest it has been since 1981. And last fiscal year, corporate income tax revenue hit a new record of $8.2 billion. That's more than the previous government brought in with a substantially higher tax rate. Between these measures and red tape reduction, our government is sending an unmistakable message to the world. Alberta is open for business, and in a competitive and unstable global economy, we're serious about creating jobs and long-term prosperity.
So Danielle Smith coming out swinging again that Alberta is open for business. And what she has proven there is that we are actually making more revenue by taxing less than we did under Jason Kenney, when he was around last. And also Rachel Notley, who I've dubbed the Sheriff of Nottingham, who just loved to tax. And while we're on the record about Rachel Notley, of course, when we look at what happened with Justin Trudeau's temporary freeze in Eastern Canada, Scott Moe had come out saying that they were going to stop collecting carbon tax as of January 1st if Trudeau did not give that across the country, especially in provinces like Saskatchewan for folks in natural gas, since it's cleaner than heating oil and emitting less carbon. Now, of course, Rachel Notley had said that it was unfair that all of Canada didn't get that pause. However, Rachel Notley's NDP sides now with Justin Trudeau over Alberta and votes to keep the carbon tax. So again, this is why Danielle Smith puts these things in place, because crooked, miscreant representatives like Rachel Notley, who are just out to tax and pull money out of your wallets and kick you while you're down and keep you poor, won't be able to jack your rates. They won't be able to take advantage of your living situation, at least in the province. Having to only worry about federal government and their policies is quite uplifting to know that, you know, when you live in Alberta, you're safe at least from tyranny like this. But the buck doesn't stop there. Danielle Smith has also come out to announce, as of Wednesday morning, that hey, we're going to start seeing a break in other departments too. So let's take a look at that.
Intends to continue helping Albertans cope with ongoing affordability concerns. Rising prices are eroding everybody's ability to pay for everything from housing to groceries to heating. Alberta's government has responded with support, including relief payments, rebates on utility bills, and a fuel tax holiday at the pumps. And we're planning even more measures to help make life affordable, including tax cuts and seniors discounts, because unfortunately the cost of living crisis isn't over just yet. We're looking at all possibilities to provide relief, and auto insurance is next on our list. As anyone with a car knows, rates have climbed in recent years. They're another financial burden on top of all of the other burdens weighing Albertans down. And while auto insurance rates are paused right now, we understand that further relief is important once the pause is lifted at the end of the year. So we will be taking action to ensure that starting next year, drivers with good records will not see their insurance rates increase beyond inflation. Because people who follow the rules on the road should not be punished when they've done nothing wrong. There should also be a reward for doing things right. Albertans have been asking for relief, and we will provide it. Albertans have also been asking for a flexible payment plan that gives them a bit of breathing room if they need it. Prices have gone up across the board, and it makes it difficult for people to manage their day-to-day finances. Introducing flexible payment plans for auto insurance will provide more peace of mind for Albertans as they still grapple with rising bills and payments. This is part of our plan to update the regulations to make more options available. Another part of our plan is to amend regulations so insurers cannot charge rates that are too high during unforeseen events. This was the case during the pandemic, when people were driving far less than usual, and we will take steps to protect Albertans against that kind of thing from happening again.
So there are other amendments to this that are coming forward. And again, I won't get too far into it because, again, this is just the first stages of these plans. But Danielle Smith, again, folks, if you've ever been looking for a place in Canada saying, you know, I got to live somewhere affordable, I got to live somewhere where life is going to be a little easier for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta is calling. And keep in mind, as I said, this is Danielle Smith, not even 1 year into her tenure as Prime Minister of, Prime Minister, as Premier of Alberta. She's definitely shown that she's got the capability to run this province, that she's good at her job, and that she's definitely looking out for each and every person living in this province. we're seeing a growing concern with people saying, well, look, a lot of people from Toronto are moving out to Alberta, a lot of people from British Columbia, a lot of people from Quebec. So we're starting to see a little bit of a threat of people saying, hey, maybe this means we're going to see an NDP government in the future. I know some people had voiced concerns over discussing with Danielle in our interview later this month about the Canada Pension Plan, what's to stop future governments from ruining those plans. And I intend to talk to Danielle about those things, but this is what raises those questions, is that with a lot of people with other views in politics coming out to Alberta, could this be potentially the last time we're going to see a UCP government for a while, at least in Alberta? I don't think so, because I think the further that Danielle continues to go, if she keeps doing what she's doing, I don't think she's going to have any issues being reelected or staying in that office for as long as she chooses to. I also think that people are going to become a little more understanding once they see that these policies are actually to benefit them and not the federal government. Danielle Smith has shown very clearly that she wants to keep money in Albertans' pockets. And I can tell you, in a province where we have privatized insurance and not government insurance, it sure makes a big difference when companies aren't allowed to raise their rates every single year based on the activity of other drivers. I welcome this policy. I look forward to seeing what else Danielle brings down the pipeline. Ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're looking to be anywhere in this country, I can tell you from living here for almost 30 years that Alberta is in fact the place to be. I will never leave this province so long as I can help it. I just can't say enough good things about Danielle Smith, and I look forward to seeing what she brings down in the future. And I look forward to sitting down with her again later this month. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so if you're a fan of Danielle, you don't miss that interview coming up. Also, make sure to hit your bell for notifications. Join us every Sunday on the channel for our live stream where we sit down at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time and talk about everything that's happened in the week, everything coming up in the week ahead, and have a Q&A with my community. Now, speaking of Q&A, we also now have a Discord where you can join us down below in the Discord, and you can participate in a chat after the stream where I sit down for about an hour or so with everybody in my community, and we talk about everything you guys want to talk about. I'll answer all your questions. I'll maybe even give you guys some. I want to get to know my community. We had a really good launch last week, so I'm looking forward to seeing who joins us this week and seeing how many people we can get in there chatting and spreading the good word, and I hope to see new folks in there this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.